Can't hear you. Where
Hey,
you at?
hey.
Come on in. What's going on? Charlene, come on, girl. Get it. Can't talk to you because you got to get on.
I'm out of
Woo!
breath.
Was that my hip hop moment? Come on,
Yes.
come on.
And we decided to hip and hop with you.
Somebody better wake up on this Saturday. I
Oh
promise
my
you, it's a
goodness.
lot
Yes.
going on. But hello, happy Saturday!
Woo!
Woo!
Happy Saturday.
It's a great God
Happy.
day. I'm Wyoming,
I'm Peg.
I'm Linda.
Now, Charlene.
and we are
Four
Four
Sisters
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 Live.
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 Oh my God! You know what? It is such a wonderful day just to be alive. I promise you. We have the name that really resonate to what and who we are, being alive.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be alive. We got to give what we can so that we can appreciate life, man.
Ooh,
You
wow.
do.
We
You
got to
said
start
it.
appreciating life more now than ever. I
Every
promise
day
you.
is a
Every
blessing.
day, Lynn, it's a
Every
blessing.
day is a
Every
blessing.
day.
Every moment.
Day, every
Every
moment,
moment. Every
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 moment.
moment,
moment. Yeah.
every moment. And,
Yes.
and and where we are now, we've been talking about this on our show for now our fifth season of being on here. But we've always talked about. But I think we got a revelation more now than before. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Well, we're in those times.
Yeah.
There's some changing times, and it seems like every day something big has happened.
Yeah.
Something's going
It's a
on.
shift.
It's just,
Something's
it's
going
like
on. Yeah.
it's either that or they're just reporting it more, and we do know that is
Yeah.
the case too.
We
Yeah.
didn't talk
Because,
about Linda, like aliens.
oh my goodness, we're talking about them too.
I
Like
believe they're here.
I mean, we're talking about aliens for real.
Hey,
It's not like
man.
you're looking
balloons
at a
coming out of
movie
the
and the
sky.
movie says it's happening. It's like the science and all those agencies that monitor all of these things. I was looking at a documentary last night in Alaska. About Alaska, and I like those shows like when they're fishing and all of that, and I was learning about some pollock white fish, which is what we always eat and don't know it when you get a lot of those packaged seafoods. It's really
Wow.
white. It's really white fish from Alaska called pollock, which my agency did a study on it. So I always want to hear. Well, they were talking about all of these places in Alaska because it's right across from Russia that all the technology is there. And we're talking about all these balloons going over. Well, those balloons are going over the technology that's right there, in Alaska. We have major secret stuff there to monitor. That's where the missiles are, that should a missile be fired to us, it's going to be intercepted there. It's like, whoa.
It's
And
a
yet,
lot.
It's coming from
that
that.
information, and that's why China and Russia have always wanted to take over, even in Alaska, right, and make that their prime, because they knew that, because they had intel that we have put things in place to interfere with any attacks that they may have. So information is too prevalent out here.
Yeah.
And I think we as the United States should be a little bit more careful, but I think we're still the strongest army. I think we're still the best Secret Service, and we're not dumb. I think that we will overcome them no matter how big China's army is. We will have something that will take them out. Why? Because we still are, put God first type of country.
Yes, right.
Even though people are saying, oh, well, other people are believing in other religions, but God will always prove himself bigger and better every single time. And I know
Every
people
single time.
that God stuff. No, I'm telling you, America will come back to God, and they will see there's nothing that China, Russia can do against us. So anyway, that's my little speech.
But I like that, Charlene. But that's a word. That's a good word, because we talk about God we trust, but do we really? And that's on our dollar bills. In God we trust. Do we really?
That was the original plan of America.
That was right. This is our motto and our mantra of what we go by and who we are as a country. So we have to go back to they say the hitherto's is to understand who we are as a country, how we were built, and the things that we've overcome before. So I relieve it, Charlene. I think you said a lot. And here we are, amongst our people to educate. This is our education and mentoring
This
day,
is
as it
education.
says.
Exactly. And that's
Touche.
why I stay in those streets, whether it's public affairs or not, even though after what I heard about the union address with Biden and what happened with Marjorie, I was like, I'm whatever, because America, we are better than this. And we are already great. We don't need to be great again. We are already great. But with the ignorance that some people are spewing out, they're making us look like the ignorant country, but we're not. Our children are coming up. They're gonna look at this ignorance and say that's not who we want to be. We do not stand for Republican or Democrat. We stand for what is right and doing things right. There is a nation that's growing up in our youth. I don't care what anybody said, and they're gonna do what's
That's
right.
true.
They're going
That's
to
true.
do what's right, and
Yes.
they're gonna listen. I'm sorry, I know you don't want to hear this part, but these agendas, okay, there are several that's trying to stop us from saying, that we're the greatest country in the world and in God we trust, those type of things. Let me tell you, they will go back to saying in God we trust because there ain't nobody else to trust. Okay, come on, somebody.
Those are the destruction.
Well,
distractions.
Distractions.
Oh,
Thank
yes,
you, Miss
definitely
Linda.
distractions.
Thank
They're
you.
all
She understands.
distractions. They're very distractions. So I'm going to end with this one, and it's biblical, and it said, every knee will bow,
Whoop, whoop.
and every tongue is going to confess.
Oh yeah.
It's going to come, and it's
Mhm.
coming. So with that being said, happy Black History Month.
Ooh, I love it. Why?
That was a
My red,
mouthful.
black, and green. You know what I mean? Red,
what
black,
I mean?
and green. You
Happy
know what
Black
I
History
mean?
Month. Let's celebrate it. Let's go. We have an awesome show today. Charlene, who do we have on today? But before we do that, come on, everybody. Share, tell everybody, join, like, throw them hearts up. We got an awesome
Wake
show
up
for
the
you
people with your
today,
shares.
baby.
Yes,
Yes,
wake
I'm
them up.
excited. I'm excited. We have a sister that is just worthy to be praised and honored today on this Black History Month.
We have Black history with us today.
We have Black History with us today. But before we get to that, Charlene, what do we got going on? We got birthdays. We have Black History as well of other birthdays that's going on. Come on in, guys. Come on in.
I see Diane Smith. Thank you, Diane.
Yeah, come on.
Yes,
Tell everybody.
Kathy's in the house. Hey, Kathy.
Tell everybody.
And
Kathy
Mother
Lee.
Mary.
Yes.
Oh, we got Mary in the house.
Yes.
Hey, Mama.
Mama
Yes,
Mary.
so let's check in though. How y'all sisters doing, Shirley? What y'all do this week? What's going on? Peggy.
Well, let's go with Peggy first because Peggy's
because
always got
Peggy is
something
the
going
most
on. I'll go
busiest
last.
of them all.
Yeah, you could just skip me. Just go into Peggy.
Peggy will take
You
over
can skip all of us. She got enough to talk
was
about.
doing it with her, right, Wyoming? We probably was doing it with her because she called you. You got to be in the room. You got to be in the room. So go on and tell us where we
Go
were
on and tell. Right. Go ahead on,
Peggy,
Go ahead on, Peggy. That's right, Charlene. Go ahead.
Oh, let me tell you, yesterday I had the pleasure, honestly, if I could take the world and dump it into this one location just to talk about health disparities. Unbelievable. And, we talk about that. And me personally, I'm going to talk about myself. We know about this and heard about it throughout history and back in the 50s and the 60s, but we not really didn't think about it. This goes as far as back as slavery. And we had a doctor that was there yesterday at Florence. Champaign did a health disparity symposium. And I tell you, the wealth of information that was in that room was amazing. So I want to give kudos to Florence and just say, it was a lesson learned. I learned so much yesterday, and I will continue to learn. So sisters, you got to be in the room. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
and it was just
give her
amazing.
a clap, and I'm gonna give her a toot.
No, it was Dr. Paul Underwood. That was his name. It was Dr. Paul Underwood. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy was in the room with me. Joyce Neuro was in the room. Even Sharon Bullock showed up.
Sharon was in the room. Come on, Sharon.
Sharon was there too.
We had a wonderful time. It was simply amazing.
Nice.
And Kathy will agree and testify. Unbelievable, the wealth of information that was
awesome. But we have to talk. Well, last week was our health and wellness day, but I think health should be spoken of every day.
Every day.
Because we're learning every day some things that affect us and affect our community, affect us overall. So yeah, we have to be in those
Yes.
places that we can know, because the lack of knowledge itself, we perish.
We
And
perish.
we gotta get on top of this health, guys. We're not
And
getting
our
younger.
families are in trouble if we don't
That's
take care of
true.
our health.
That's
If
true.
we don't, if we don't show our children and our children's children how to be healthy, then they are going to perish, because they're not going. All of them are not going to be here and healthy mentally and physically as they should. So we have to educate our children, because they will follow our example.
That's good stuff.
They will
That's
follow
good stuff.
our
That's good
example.
stuff.
And
That's so good, Linda. So good. Linda, what you been up to this week?
don't ask me that, but I've just, not
Here's to you, girl.
a whole lot. But I've been out about getting some exercise, getting my, hey, look, getting a little something, getting ready for the gala and just helping out some folks. It's been a good week. I had, those rainy days, I relaxed, did stuff on the computer. I don't have such an exciting life as people think, except when I'm hanging out with you girls.
Whatever, Linda, whatever. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
But it's all good in the neighborhood.
But there's going to be a Mardi Gras I'm going to let you know there's a Mardi Gras down at our waterfront today. So it might be starting
Mardi Gras, I think, in New Orleans too. This
yeah.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Linda doesn't live a boring life. She's going to be at Mardi Gras, and she's going to be
this
red dress
Red gala tonight. Looking
Tonight.
fine.
Oh,
Wonderful.
yeah, that's coming up, of course. I'll have plenty to talk about next week. Okay.
Okay. Cool beans.
Go ahead, Linda.
What's going on
Oh,
with you?
gosh. Y'all know where I am. I'm in production mode.
Yes.
I am truly in production mode because of what's coming up in April. And I'm telling y'all, preparation is key. And it's a lot of moving parts. So you have to stay focused, and so much going on. And I try to stay in, because every time I go out, some say cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
It's always spending some money. I was like, good God. So I try to, maintain to know that I got to focus, but yet understand how I got to keep things moving. So that's where we are, though. But on the for real side, we are and you all will see the flyer momentarily, that when I get in that mode, I'm just in that mode and I'm gone and I'm in it. I love it. It's entertainment. It's all about the entertainment right now, and the entertainment. Charlene, where you at, girl? What's going on?
Well, we're here. I'm just here. Like, Saturday mornings are more busier than most people believe in my life. If it's not, I'm like, can y'all just host these meetings Monday through Friday?
Right.
Saturdays are like my top meetings. For some reason, they're like banker hours from like 9 to 12 o'clock. And I'm like, really? Right up until that time? Maybe 10 or 11. So anyway, but what has been happening? Anyway, we got Sylvia that's coming up, and then we got the gist coming up. And for those of you that don't know, I actually have partnered with a transportation company that is tier 1. When I tell you tier 1, that sucker's so suave that it'll make first class in Delta look like what? Anyway, so we're looking to be at the Giz with this particular company. We're looking to be with Sylvia's event, and I've gotten off the phone with them and said, let's do it. We got to support our people and show people what first class looks like, but actually just show up, in numbers for each other.
Yeah, it's about that
stop
support.
Making excuses about why we can, because honey, I could spend $70 at the blink of the eye. Okay, I like Maggiano's, I like Panera Bread, but I like supporting my people as well. So this is going to be a great year. But that's what I've been doing in the planning.
Dante say it's LOL the Giz, Charlene, the Giz.
Yeah,
yes,
I know. Did I say the Wiz?
Get it right.
I keep doing that. Okay. It's the Giz for the. Okay, I'm not going to use my word. That's a private talk. But okay, because that's a DC thing.
Yes, there you go.
Even Prince is shaking his head. It's like, what?
I know. I always get it wrong. But anyway,
Charlene, let's talk about also the transportation, because we're taking a group down to Annapolis. We are invited to go to Annapolis on the 27th of February for Black History Month.
Oh, good.
So
That's
let's talk
good.
about that transportation. That's very important.
We're
Isn't
going to
there
talk about
a
that.
statue? What statue is there?
Frederick
Oh,
Douglass is there
Is it the
yeah.
Frederick Douglass statue? Okay.
in
Oh,
Annapolis. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
I
going
like
to, okay. So y'all know there's Frederick Douglass Museum, and it's in Highland Beach. It's where some of our most elite African American, I do say Black men and women live on a beach
Mhm.
that Blacks created. Okay.
Mhm.
Frederick Douglass' home is there. His son and them normally frequent there. I'm sorry, and grandchildren. That is, and it's so many people at this particular area. It's small, and of course, others have tried to penetrate that area, but they've done so well of keeping it theirs. Oh my God! So
Yes.
if you haven't and you don't know, look up the Frederick Douglass Museum. It's at the Highland Beach, right outside of Annapolis. It is beautiful. So for us to be honoring them, Peggy, and taking that ride with you, I'm super excited. Super.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we need more information on that as soon as you can get it, so we can talk
Yeah.
about it and do that at least. So let's move forward, ladies. Let's do what we got going on. We got some Black history. Since we on it, can we talk about Black history? Who we're honoring for Black history and the birthdays and stuff?
Yeah. Go ahead, Lynn.
Lynn.
Lynn Lynn, it's
you
our
were gonna
Black
do
History
I
Month.
thought you were gonna do our birthdays first. Okay.
Well, no,
Oh, okay.
we're gonna go straight to the Black history. Then we
Okay.
do birthday.
All right. So we have the Michael Jordan was born on the 17th, 1963. We have
Mhm.
Huey Newton, our founder of the Black Panther Party, 1942. Toni Morrison, Pulitzer, prize-winning author. Can't get my mouth together. 1931.
Mhm.
We have Smokey Robinson.
Yeah,
Baby,
Smokey Robinson
baby.
looking good these days.
He's looking
I
good.
know.
Ooh, baby, baby. Okay. 1940. He was born in 1940, y'all. Y'all add that up.
Yes,
And we have
indeed.
Sidney Poitier, actor, was born 1927. Oh, and I have a black. Oh, yeah. We also have on President's Day. So we have Barbara Jordan, a politician. She was
Yeah,
born
Barbara
in
Jordan,
1936.
Yeah.
And of course, John Lewis, congressman and civil rights leader, born in 1940 also.
Yeah.
And I want
Wow.
to give you one
Awesome.
history education tip. J.F. Pickering patented his airship invention in 1900. So I have to do some history.
There's some
I got
history on
to do
that
some
one.
background on that one to see
Yeah,
what it
that was,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, so we
Honoring all those
honoring those
Black
wonderful,
history month.
wonderful persons who really set the path for so much of what's going on
Yes,
today.
absolutely.
And if it had not been for them, they opened so many doors. And we want, I give a toot to them and a clap, y'all. I got to give a clap.
Yay, yay, yay. We honor,
Give them
we salute, we salute.
Yes.
Yeah, so who we have for our birthdays on this side who our sisters are celebrating, Peggy?
Yeah, let me shout out my sister, my biological sister. Marty's birthday was the 4th.
All right.
Ruthie
Happy
Lucas
birthday.
celebrated on the 5th. Lauren Lassiter, the 10th. Linda Marshall on the 10th. Dr. Reverend Amina Butts celebrated on the 12th. And we have Jacqueline Younger, who will be celebrating on the 25th. Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday.
All
Happy
right.
birthday.
Happy birthday, guys. Happy birthday, sisters.
Yay. Woo.
Get a clap too.
Cool beans. So we got
Woo.
something in the community talking about the community. What's happening in our community? We got stuff happening. What's
we got some
happening?
That's hot picks.
Hot picks. Oh, okay. We
Yeah.
got hot picks. Hey, let's
Yeah.
see. Oh, this tonight, right?
This is tonight. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
This
getting
is
ready.
the
I'm
8th
getting ready.
annual Weird Dress Gala, which is, we have to salute Florence Champagne, one of our sisters. And
Yes.
this is going to be simply amazing tonight. And we're actually going to honor my mother. My mother's going to be honored tonight.
Yay, Mama Bell. Yeah.
Mama Bell will be there.
That's so nice. Uh-oh. The
Uh-oh.
Giz, the G-I-Z, the
Giz,
Go-Go musical is
The
coming up.
jizz. I'm
The
practicing.
Giz,
Yes.
the Giz with a G, like go-go.
Go.
Go-go.
Gizmo.
Gizmo. Yeah, but definitely April 28th, 29th, 30th at the Lincoln Theater. Ladies and gentlemen, get your tickets. 3 days of fun. It's going to be so nice. The place is going to be on fire. That's all I'm going to say. we are definitely in production mode, rehearsing pretty much 3-4 days out of the week now. So
Really?
that's when you ask me what I'm doing. I'm living and breathing the gigs these days. But it's going to be fun. It's worth it. And I know you are going to have a lot of fun because Go is where it's at, y'all. DC.
DC Go.
DC Go. So that's
Well,
what
why
we do.
You know we show up, so no
Yes,
questions
bring
asked.
that beautiful look. That transportation y'all ain't got it. Y'all just pile on up and come on and do what you got to do just to be in the
Give
house.
them some business every night.
Yeah, every night. So thank you guys. But come on in. Yep. What's going? Oh yeah, this is continuing our Black History.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, our very own the Rainey Moss Group Foundation 5th annual Black History Month program and award ceremony for unsung heroes on the HBCSU/professionals in the DMV. This is going to be really exciting, and it's going to be held at the Westminster Presbyterian Church, and this will be at 400 I Street Southwest, and from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock
Is this
p.m.
Freeland?
I believe this
I
is
believe it
free. I
is.
don't
Yeah,
see
I
a
think it was
cost. I
free.
believe it's free. Our very
Yes,
own
Deb Moss.
Deb Moss. She is this is her organization, and we know Deb Moss from Dr.
Lane
Rowling,
Rowland.
who we bring on. She assists us in securing him. So we want to go out and support. And you can probably, I'm sure you can go online and get some more information. This organization helps students once they get into college, and they need all kinds of things personal things that they need.
Yes.
Yeah, there's certain products that they need, just things to survive as students with no income. So this is what they're asking, to bring certain items to this event if you can, just to donate. So
this is
so
nice.
there's no admission. They're asking that you bring those items like toothpaste, deodorant, soap, anything that is related to take care of the body.
Yeah, something they can run out of, and they're going to need some more of, and they don't have to run out off the campus to get. They want to have something for them. So
I want to also two things, but to acknowledge and honor Howard University, our HBCU Sports Gym department. Yeah, they were on the spread with Sports Illustration, the first Black HBCU to be on the Sports Illustrated cover.
Are you kidding me?
Wonderful. Yeah, they look wonderful. So we salute Howard University on that.
Salute all of us.
Black history fact.
That's a Black history fact right there, and it's so wonderful to see that. It's just so refreshing, and anything, the first of anything is wonderful.
Yes,
right.
To be the first of anything is just a wonderful thing, and when it comes to your history, it's just wonderful. But on a note that I said, I know this is about Black history, but this is a white sister that I've always followed, loved her as an actor, and that's Raquel Welch. She passed away.
Yes.
I loved that lady.
Yes.
Me too. And I just wanted to say that it's just like, those actors of old, that are leaving us, and the Golden Girls, those ladies we grew up on, and Mary Tyler Moore's, and all these ladies we grew up on. And so when we have to give honor, we just do that. And it's not about the color, it's about who they are as a person, as a human being. Yeah, as a lady. And when they grew up and they had class. Right. And that's who we follow. So I just wanted to recognize that.
Yeah, she's a part of our Hispanic community, which I did not know until this week. I happened to see that on The View. So she broke barriers for the Hispanic
pretty
culture.
woman.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's always gorgeous.
She's so gorgeous. Just always echo. So that's what I wanted to say. But prayers out to her, family is all. So hey, is the time? Is this the time?
History in the house, y'all. History's in the house.
History's in the house.
History is in the house. History is in the house.
This lady here she is like just revising and coming along and coming back, and she's never left. But you know what? One thing about this, and we're going to bring her on, people don't understand. They think because they see you on a national platform that you've just been where you been. No, you've been around a long time. You ain't
Yes.
just start this game. You ain't
A
just
long time.
You've been around a long time. God has just allowed this moment
Yes.
for
Look
the
at her.
world to come back to see she is relevant. She is
Look at
staying relevant. I
Beautiful.
love this lady. We love this
We
lady.
love her.
Absolutely. Oh
She
my
is
God.
hilarious in her own right. And
But we
she is
gotta,
and it's our own. DC
Yes.
well, only not
Yes.
only that, you could take that down, but this lady right here, Sylvia, Tremor Morrison, we need to know she is DC owned, born and bred here, right here in the DC area. And the things that she's doing, no one probably knows is if you're a listening audience, you want to get your children, your grandchildren around this tube, okay? Whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, you need to listen to what she's saying. I mean, like, not only is she for my mother's generation, she is for the now generation.
Yes.
And she is for those that have lost hope in the things that they have done 20 and 40 years ago. She is saying right now, God is like restoring her in so many levels and showing her up. But I'm going to do a proper introduction, and we're going to bring in Mrs. Sylvia Tremor Morrison. She is the first African-American female impressionist in the history, right? Like, when you say that certain people signed her on, like the Red Fox, everybody know Fred Sanford. We call him Fred Sanford. But it was Red Fox who signed on to her, said, yes, bring her on. Then you talk about Dick Gregory, who gave her a hosting job to do a roast on the legendary, okay, at the Apollo Theater, Muhammad Ali. So, and let's talk about that. This is just little pieces here. We can go on with the opening for like Whitney Houston, impersonating. Oh my God, I love when she impersonates Donald Trump's wife. It's in good taste. It's in good taste. I love it. Or even our first lady, Michelle Obama. She's appeared as Tina Turner, Diana Ross, so many other, Dionne Warwick, love them all, right? Okay. So anyway, she's performed on countless stages. We just honored her about 4 or 5 years ago on her own. She is amazing. And that's what we want to say. You go, girl, but don't just you go, girl. You keep going, girl.
That's
Because
it.
you are
Yes, keep
inspiring
going.
us. So right now, her last episode was seen on the Sherry Shepherd Show in New York. And we're like, oh my God, go, girl, keep going, keep inspiring us, because you're never too old, right? So bring her on in here. Bring her on in here.
Yay.
She is that moment that I say she is Black history. She
Yes,
is
she is.
Black history. And if you're
living legend.
Yeah, a living legend. This is Black history. Sylvia Tremor Morrison.
Yes.
Right. Y'all got me.
Yes.
I try not to cry nowadays because, when I was younger, I could cry and be ugly and it was good. Nowadays, when I cry, oh my God. But look, you guys just said some things and I'm like, oh, okay. When you were talking about Mary Tyler Moore, and, all those people. Well, there's a book out called Comedians Laugh, Be a Lady.
Ooh.
And they interviewed me for the book and they put me in the same chapter as Mary Tyler Moore, Jean Stapleton, B. Arthur, all these big white women, the giants of their time, Carol Burnett. I'm in the chapter with them. And I'm like, why? I called the author and I said, what made you put me in the chapter with these giants? And the author said, well, Miss Sylvia, you were right there with them.
Yep.
Didn't get the TV time as a Black woman. They weren't giving us time like that.
Yes.
But you were right there rolling around the country and the world with them. So that just blessed my heart. And then you guys I listened to the whole monologue before you brought me on. And you guys were talking about Deb Moss, her event.
Yes.
Well, guess who's getting an award at that event?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Oh,
I was happy to see that you guys posted that up. And you know what, Nat, this is going to be totally away from what I'm supposed to be here for. But when I first signed in and I saw all 4 of you, it made me proud. It made me proud to see the 4 of you sitting there representing Black women the way that you do. And it's like an honor. It's an honor for me.
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
Yes. For us to have you. And and we can be called your sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you guys make sure that you support people. The whole movement, that if there are any women out there who want to become a part of this movement, Peggy, you guys are really just doing a good thing. And I sat here and I listened to you and I watched all four of you. And I said, this is where I want to be around people like this.
Yes.
I want to be around people like you guys.
And we feel the same way, Sylvia.
Right. We want to be around
We
you.
love you. We
Yes,
love
we
you.
love you.
Yeah.
Yes, you are
Yeah,
a sister, and this is what Peggy, our founder, our Sis for Sisters Network, has instilled in us. It always starts at the top and it trickles down. So light attracts light, right? And you're attracted to us, we're attracted to you because
Yes.
we want the same things. We want each other to win sincerely, whether we get anything out of it or not, but we get the most. We get to see you winning on the stages that you are called to.
Yes.
That's important.
It's amazing. I was talking with some people earlier today, and they asked me, they said, well, Sylvia, how do you get these big stages? Nobody in the country has known you for all these years. Where have you been? How come we haven't heard of you? How come, what?
Yeah.
And I took a moment, and my answer was, God wasn't ready to show me yet.
Yes.
He wasn't ready to show me yet.
Yes.
And I realize now that I had to go through, I've been blessed. I've done, like you guys said, Red Fox was my first manager. I hung out with David Letterman, Jay Leno, Robin Williams at the Comedy Store.
Wow.
I hung out with Jerry Seinfeld. I've done stages with, of course, I did 23 Cities with Whitney Houston. Sammy Davis Jr. has come and seen me perform. It just goes on and on and on. And when I did the Sherry show, we picked out little snippets. And as I was telling them some of the stuff, they were like, well, goodness gracious of lifestyle. It's like, not only did I get to replace Richard Pryor, it's like, who does that? Who replaces Richard Pryor? I'm embarrassed to even say it, but I'm honored to be able to say it. Mr. Gregory, he brings me in to replace Richard Pryor with no script. So I asked him, I said, well, Mr. Gregory, where's my script? He said, don't nobody know the script. Richard wasn't going to use no script. He's just going to be funny. Go on out there and just do it. I'm in my early 20s. I don't even know.
That was strictly OJT.
but it goes to the saying, your gifts will make room for you.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie. Oh, you can say that again because it will. Because shucks, that day, that was a day for me because that's the same night, the Muhammad Ali roast, that Garrett Morris from Saturday Night Live came to me and said, Sylvia, you got to meet my boss. He's going to love you. And
I like that Morris name. I like that. Okay.
I beg your pardon?
I like that last name, Morris.
Okay.
Morris, right?
Morris son.
Morris son.
And he took me over to NBC. We went into Mr. Lorne Michaels' office and sat down. And he said, this is the lady I was telling you about. And we got to talking. And when he I think I really believe that when I started doing Tina Turner on my show, it changed the whole game.
Yeah, I believe
The whole game.
I believe that, Sylvia.
Imagine a young Tina Turner, and then here comes a young Sylvia Traymore doing an impression of a Tina Turner. I listened to Beyonce one day. She said that she told Tina Turner, how I'm out of breath. Oh my God, it's so much work. But God gave me so much air when I was a young woman. I did Tina Turner 2 or 3 times a night. Now, I'm not taking that from it. I'm just saying it was a blessing.
Yeah.
It's not a brag. It's a blessing.
Yeah, that's true.
At any rate, shoot, I forgot where I was when I was telling y'all, but it's just like the stages have been incredible. The people that I've had the opportunity to work with. A lot of people don't know that I toured with the Temptations and the Four Tops at the Motown 25th anniversary.
Wow.
I've been doing stages with people who made it and stepped back for a minute and then made, like Shaka Khan, Stephanie Mills, Jeffrey Osborne. I've got all this stuff that I can tell stories about. But when they wrote that book and they put me in that book, the author also said, when she had me in there with all those white women, she said, Sylvia, she didn't say it to me. She did, but she also put it in the book. She said, we believe that you were so much of a novice back then. They didn't know what to do with you.
Right.
It's this
Right.
black girl who we don't have black girls on TV like that. Diana Carroll, yeah. You know,
Wow.
there weren't that many black women on TV at the time.
Yeah.
So here I am not caring about nothing other than finding me a stage. That's all I cared about because
Mhm.
I just wanted people to see what I could do. Not that I wanted to be this big star. I just wanted to show people what I could do.
Yeah.
Time started going and I started advancing and I kept going and stuff started happening and big shows and going overseas and coming back and getting on the stage with this one bringing me into to open or whatever it was for. I would creep on stages too. Yes, I did.
Creep? You creep on stages?
There would be big names in the. Let's take Cher.
Cher, okay.
I love Cher.
Right.
She was in Virginia one night, and I can't believe I used to do stuff, and I just had heart. I don't know how I had heart, but I would go on the stage while you know how they take a break or intermission or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't tell you guys how many Playboy clubs I went in. Because I would go because I didn't have any platforms. Didn't get a chance to tell this on Sherry, but I would go into a Playboy club and say, "Yes, Mr. Williams sent me." And whoever was there, they would look at me like, "Well, who is Mr. Williams?"
Who's Mr. Williams?
And I said, "Well, if you know, he said for me to come here, and if I could get on stage for about 4 or 5 minutes, and you guys liked me, you'd hire me. And if not, nobody's lost anything."
Wow!
You how many times? Because otherwise, nobody was letting me on stage.
That's true.
Right.
You had to open the door yourself.
I had to because the clubs would, you know, and I'm sad to say this, but I'm okay with saying this. Even today, the comedy clubs don't bring me in. I had 2 people in this town. I'm not going to call names because I don't like the drag names.
Right.
But there was a comedy show every month in our area in the DMV, and they would bring the comics in. And I told them for like 5 years, I tried to get on the stage. Okay, they never brought me in. But when God has your back, it's like,
yes.
Okay. So for 5 years, I couldn't get on that stage. And all of a sudden, George Wallace, George Wallace,
Love him.
Yes.
saw me because Monique had flown me out to Vegas and had me on her residency for 9 shows.
Wow.
Monique. And George saw me on the last show and he said, "You know what, Tiffany? I want you to come up to my show. I'm going to be in Maryland. I want you to be there." And it was the same club that they wouldn't let me in.
Wow.
Look at God. Look at God.
Yeah, because I know I went to that same club to see George Wallace. So yeah, I know what club. What?
Now, not the Improv. Although,
No.
okay,
No.
good. You know what? It was the
This was
Bethesda
in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, this was when he came to Maryland, it was
Ah.
the Bethesda Blues and Jazz Company.
Ah.
Wow.
I remember that.
Yeah, it wasn't the club that wouldn't, you know, and I don't want to
It was
sing
the
anything, you know.
producers for
I
that.
just wanted to show you guys.
Yeah,
for
that
me,
those
how
things
God
happen. Yeah,
operated.
yeah.
They didn't know the treasure that you were.
Yeah.
And they
But
weren't
not only
open
that,
to
what
it.
God has for her, God has for her,
It's-
and no
it's all
man can
things in
close his
time.
door.
But
Yeah.
but they missed a blessing.
But
you
you
know,
did it.
It's funny because now that the world is finding out who I am and what I've done, and I've been around, you know, I'm America's first Black female or woman of color impressions in the history of this country.
Yes.
So
Yes.
while they were showing all of the guys who
Yeah.
do impressions, you know, I'd see Steve Harvey and he'd have on this comic and they do their impressions. And so people would write in, you know, I have people that I don't even know. They write in for me. Well, can you bring Sylvia Traymond? We want to see her. And they never, ever, they just, you know, just don't. But then God just opens up a totally different door that I wasn't even expecting. Like just last week when I was on the Sherry show, I had no idea. It just came from out of the sky. I get a phone call. "Hello, hey Sylvia, are you available to do the Sherry Shepherd show on the 6th?" I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, that's it. Because your timing.
It's all about timing.
It's
That's
about
all
timing.
it is.
about
and
God's
God's
timing.
blessing. It's about
Yes.
his
Yeah.
timing and his
It
blessing.
is.
because
So,
it was-
so Sylvia, can you
Yeah.
speak to the ways that Black females weren't looked upon and respected back in those days amongst men?
oh God. Ooh. Okay. When I first started, this is my 54th year in comedy. 54.
Wow.
When I first started comedy, I knew nothing and I knew nobody. I lost y'all. What happened? Did I
No,
We're
do that?
here.
I know
we-
we're here.
I
You
just don't see. I like to see y'all. Did I do that?
We have you.
Okay,
No, you
you're
didn't.
just-
Dante,
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
Talk to us.
Dante's in control.
So when I first started doing comedy, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know another comic, male or female.
Mm.
So when I entered the pageant, I entered as an entertainer, not as a comic.
Mm.
But I had been doing comedy shows in people's like their living rooms, or they would hire me for a birthday party, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So my real first big show came at Constitution Hall, and I think that was in like 69 or something like that.
Mm.
And so after the pageant, and they flew me out to Europe to entertain the American troops from the Vietnam War, and Red Fox had me to come out to California. That's when I learned about the Comedy Store. Now, mind you, there were nobody in line to get 3 minutes to get on stage to do their thing that looked like me.
Mm-hmm.
All white boys.
Mm.
All, which
Wow.
included David Letterman, Robin Williams, who treated me like a queen. I loved it. I was so sad when he died. Jay Leno. I don't think Howard Stern came around till like maybe about 78 or something. But this is right shortly after the Comedy Store opened. Now, the other thing that they don't do, and I'm okay with this, I'm really okay, because I have learned down through the years that when God does something for you, don't worry about nobody else.
That's right.
That's right.
For you.
Nobody, recognizes that I was there back in the early days. And guys that, when I did find a club that was a small club that had a host, a comedy host, I could never get on any of these stages. I could nobody would, no, we don't have any room. Nope. No. So it was a time, because I didn't have anywhere else to go to do what I did, no platform. I had to go back every week, because I said one of these weeks they're gonna let me on. They're gonna get tired of seeing me, and one of these weeks they're gonna let me on. And all of a sudden, it started to happen. I love telling the story about Jerry Seinfeld, because for whatever reason, that one day when I went and said, it was 3 minutes. You get 3 minutes on stage and that's it. And nobody would give me 3 minutes. And he told me this one, you know what, Sylvia? Yeah, go ahead. You can go ahead. So a lot of people get angry that I give him credit. It's the truth. What am I supposed to do?
It's
Right.
the truth.
It's the truth. And so I never forgot him for that. And when I worked with George Wallace, he and George Wallace are best friends. So George said, you know what, Sylvia, I told Jerry about you. He remembered you. And I said, oh my God, I was such a cutie pie back then. Oh my God.
You're still a cutie.
I'm glad he remembered me.
You're going to have to come back again and bring us the pictorial, because I'd love to see the pictures of you through the ages with the different entertainers and just being on stage. Because
we got to see that. She has you have.
I've seen a couple of pictures,
and I'm very interested in exploring that more. But most importantly, what's coming up next week is all about a famous show that I got to attend at a dinner theater, and it was someone that I kind of watched. I said, "This lady is crazy." I'm like, "Mom, who is it?" And my mom wouldn't let us watch Red Fox or Mom's Mabley back then, but I was always curious. And so for me to wait 40 or 30 years later to actually hear the story of this great woman called Jackie, Mom's Mabley, and to see the Sylvia Trey Morrison acted out, not only her, she acted out several other characters of that era. And so when we talk about women who were not given the stage because they were a woman or because they were Black, up to right now in 2023, come on now. Sylvia is telling that story through several of these artists, but one main one is because I want to hear more of Mabley story. Sylvia, please share the audience about this play, this stage play where
Yes.
you are a one-woman show doing
Yes.
several characters. Guys, she is educating us about these stand-up, comedians and also singers and actresses. I'm so excited. But anyway, tell us about this show, because what you have lived, they lived, and you're reacting.
That's right. That's true. That's a good point. Well, Andy Evans wrote a play for me entitled The Return of Jackie Moms Mabley. And the reason why I say he wrote it for me is because he told me that I was the only person he could think of that could bring all these women, which include Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, Josephine Baker, Nancy Wilson, Aretha Franklin, and Pearl Bailey. And then a young Moms Mabley and an older Moms Mabley. So he wrote this play, and for me, the joy I get in letting people, showing people, and even expressing to people what these women did to pave the way for so many people who are so, especially Black girls, young Black girls who have hope and want to be able to look at something and receive inspiration from it. So it's a joy for me to show how these women came along at a time when it was really bad. They'd have their name on the marquee and they'd have to go in through the back door.
That's real talk right there.
So we're doing the play next week, actually in 6 days on the 24th at the Bowie Center for the Performing Arts. And I'm so excited about it, I could scream, because I'm the only person on stage. Well, no, I'm not. I'm on stage with all those ladies I just named.
Other people. Egos. Oh my God. I'm like, did she just do Aretha Franklin? Oh my God. You got to be there for Aretha Franklin because she divinized her. Oh my God. That was so hot.
Sylvia, did you ever work with one of my favorite, Nipsey Russell?
You know what? I met Nipsey Russell. I never worked with him. But he was in a struggle too. He was in a struggle because he was back there. Although I was really much younger. He was like one of the guys that most of us knew about. So yeah, I didn't work with him. Okay. But if he was here today, I would love to have him at the play.
Hey, Sylvia,
he was
what about Flip Wilson? Had you had?
Oh yeah.
You know what, Flip Wilson? I got in the pageant, the Miss Black America pageant, because I wanted to be on his show the following year.
That's strategic. Look at Sylvia being strategic.
I saw these girls come out there and oh my God, they were so gorgeous and beautiful. And they, when I found out they were a part of the Miss Black America pageant, I entered it. I said, I'm going to be on his show next year. But what happened is they sent me to Europe. So I had a whole different agenda. I didn't even try to get on TV because I was traveling the world. I wouldn't have been
the reason why I mentioned about Flip Wilson was when I was pregnant with Aaron, my son, my mother was dead Flip Wilson. Okay. She told me I had gone into labor. She said, you have to wait until I finish.
What?
And that was in 1971.
Wow.
I waited.
That is too funny. Well, I was hoping that I alerted. That's funny, Peggy. I love your stories too. But I got in touch with the writer of the play, The Return of Jackie Moms Mabley. I also got in touch with my stylist, Ron Cook, and the people that work with him, Tanya Broughton and Sheila Small. And I think I sent them the link because I wanted them to come on so that they could tell you guys a little bit about.
You think they're here?
I think they may be in the whole
green room.
Dante, can you say? Because I would love to have them on if they're here.
I love guys, her makeup artist, the designer, the lighting, everything.
Ron is here.
So
Ron
is that Ron?
Is in the green room.
Ron?
Hey, Ron.
He's in the green room.
Okay, he came back out. Okay.
He's coming.
Okay, and is Tanya there?
I'm gonna have to go and pull out my old album. Oh,
There's
yeah.
Oh, they're
Tanya.
coming in, but leave them back
Hi,
on.
Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi,
Hey,
Hi.
Tanya.
Who else do
Tanya.
we have back there? Any
Tanya.
other
Sylvia.
surprise
Hi,
guests?
ladies.
Any other surprise guests back
I think we
there?
got
All
Ron.
Hi,
right.
Ron.
Ron
Another
in.
surprise guest.
Ron's
Hi,
here.
Ron. How are you?
All right. I know we're running a little bit, but Tanya, I want you to tell them, your significant role with Sylvia, and then Ron to speak next because it's super important, guys. I mean, she can't wear these costumes, and get makeup and all this other stuff going without this crew, Tanya and Ron and many more. So Tanya, share with us your role.
Yes, hi, my name is Tanya Broughton. Professionally, I work in communications and change management. I've also been a professional model for a number of years. And Ron and I go way, 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 way back. He's an icon, stylist, extraordinary fashion show producer. So he actually was out of town for Sylvia's last show. So as we like to say, we called in the reinforcement. So he reached out to myself and to Sheila Small to walk through each of the looks with Sylvia. He trusted us to do the job while he was going to be away. Thankfully, he'll be here this time around.
Yes.
And we were the crew that was backstage, helping her with all of those changes, and they are fast changes. So
Yes,
my
they
hats off to
are.
Sylvia, because as a model, we are accustomed to changing into a whole look in under 30 seconds or less. And Sylvia did her thing. She stepped into those holes, the hair, the coat. We had everything ready. Sheila was instrumental in making sure we had all the right accessories and all the looks lined up. We made garment tags for every garment, so we'd have them racked and ready. So it seemed seamless to the audience, which is the whole goal, is to have it look
Yes.
seamless to the
Yes.
audience, and no one knows we're backstage going, ah.
Yeah, it's an experience. I mean, this is an
Yeah,
experience that she's
yeah,
going
it
through. It's
is
a
an
wonderful
experience. So
experience. You're
production,
taking the audience through this experience. You're
yes,
walking them through history
absolutely.
in a matter of moments, of how you're
Absolutely.
doing this. And it takes a team to
Oh
do
boy,
this.
did
Can
she
you
have
imagine if
an
you
A
did this
amazing
tight
by
team.
yourself? It would not be as effective if you had to pull this off. So thank God for a team that you have strategically helping you through, so you can
Yes.
focus on your craft, you can focus on the art, you can focus on the artistry of what you need to do to entertain the
Right.
people
Right.
that's
Absolutely.
coming
And
to
I
see you.
think,
Ron,
Wyoming, Ron,
yeah,
you should speak to that because, again,
yes,
artistry, and as you know, as an executive producer on other shows, it does take a team. And I
the
got to
team.
watch her in her pure art. Ron, can you tell us what your role again is and kind of emphasize what you expect this next show to look like at
Well,
Bowie Performing Arts Center?
well, it's just going to be a redo of what the one woman show at the Carlisle. Again, we are making sure that the wardrobe definitely speaks to the audience in reference to the characters that Sylvia is playing, and I specifically took time out and to talk to Sylvia to make sure that the looks were indicative of who it was that she wanted to portray. Say Aretha Franklin. We Aretha Franklin was known for wearing her fur coats, so we had her in a full length fur coat and gown, and we also did. Billie Holiday. We
My
all know.
favorite too.
hmm
Yes.
And we did Billie Holiday, but um, Sylvia was doing the song "Good Morning Heartache." So
Yes.
we had her in. Well, this time we're gonna have her in a dressing gown. A robe.
What?
So that
All right.
it'll be something a little bit more not so formal. But then we also have Nancy Wilson, and my
My
wonderful team came up with a great frosted gray wig for Nancy Wilson,
Mm.
and
She
and
did
and
that.
and a and a fabulous suit. That speaks to Nancy Wilson and her classy ways of delivering music. And of course, Sylvia made all the characters come to life because she is that person that can do it. So yeah, it takes a team. Tanya and Sheila are amazing. I had to take care of something in Las Vegas, but I'm here for this in Bowie, and it's going to be the three of us, and we're going to make magic. We're going to
Well,
make
I am
magic all
I
excited.
am
over
We are
again.
excited,
excited for
Ron.
you.
Can
You
I
have
say
the right
something
people.
before-
Sylvia, go
can I
ahead.
say one more thing
No, I
on
think
White Army?
Yeah, sure,
Yes,
dear.
go on.
Go
Did
ahead,
you have something to
Sylvia.
say, Tanya? I'm sorry.
well, I
Listen,
want.
this
Oh,
is
I
serious.
do, but Andy's on, and can they bring him
Yeah,
on too?
Andy.
Bring
Yeah, come
Andy
on in,
in.
Andy. That's who I was getting ready to ask
So
about,
if
Okay.
Andy.
Andy's in, guys, audience, listen here. We need to take 5 more minutes. This is educational. If you want to end your Black History Month the right way, end it being at that show at the Bowie Performing Arts Center on the 24th at 7:30 p.m. It's critical because you're going to learn more than you've ever learned going
Exactly.
to YouTube.
Yeah.
You get to meet the history, the Black history. I call her Black history, yeah, in person. And
Live and
Sylvia's
well.
so down to earth.
Yeah.
Oh
Where's
my God,
Andy? Can
Ron,
somebody tell
you
us where
Black
Andy
history.
is?
Yes.
I don't see him back there.
Don't see
Okay.
there. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway,
Okay.
Sylvia, you had some more to say. We
We
would
have a
love for you to
couple of
close
minutes
this
left.
out
Mhm.
and know that we're going to
Okay.
come back following. But go on, Sylvia.
I just wanted to thank Ron Cook publicly
Yeah.
because when he sent Tanya and Sheila to my rescue, it was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. Those women were phenomenal. And if you come to the play, you will get a chance to experience who he likes to work with and how he likes to work. And the work that they do for me is one of the biggest blessings that I've had. I mean, those girls, they had my earrings, hair, look. I didn't even have to wear any makeup. They made it so that I didn't have to put on, you didn't have to worry about it. The clothes, the movement. And I mean, there was never a moment, not once during that play, that either one of those ladies took a time and took a deep breath, like, you know, you just be working so hard, you just be wanting to say, Lord, I'll be just so glad when this is over. They always kept up this wonderful positive attitude for me. So it
Yeah.
made me wonderful and positive.
So, so Sylvia, just the moment that we have left, can you tell us that Andy is not here, but because he is, you can give us a backstory on Andy Evans because he is history all by himself. I worked with him some years ago when I was in contests and I was doing pageantry, and he would be the host, the MC. So Andy, I have history with him, but please tell people who Andy is and represent him while he's not here, please.
Now, I have to say this about him because I met Andy in like 1982. And again, nobody was letting me on stages. Nobody. And Andy said to me, Sylvia, I'll tell you what you do. Go up to the Ibex, talk to a guy named Ron Green, and tell him I sent you.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. So we've been friends since then. And when he wrote this play, Andy is the first, he was before he had the soul of comedy. Yeah, which really Def Jam comedy kind of took a pull out of.
He's amongst the many.
Yeah, he's a, not only that, he's just a great guy. He's a nice person. He's a nice person, but he's a genius up here when it comes to writing. And I was hoping that he would be able to come on with us.
Do you think it's
no worry? We'll get him back on the post-production meeting of an interview. We'll get him in with you.
Oh, cool! That'll work.
We'll set
and he's working so hard, and he likes to, when Andy does a production, at least I've noticed over the years, because he's done several plays. He likes to make sure that the people that are working with him are all taken care of to the max. He wants them to
you do it.
Want, or they don't, he doesn't want them to want for anything.
Yeah.
He wants to make sure everything's in line. And me, with my little slow self in that department, I'm so busy worried about, oh my God, is Nancy Wilson going to, I never forget when Tanya pulled up that gray wig, and I said, oh my God, I wanted to call Ron right then and there, because I was like, oh my God, this is Nancy Wilson. And so, and I would always make sure, because Andy is the writer of and the producer, and the director of this play, I always wanted to make sure he was okay, because he wrote the play for me. If somebody writes a play and I'm doing their play, I want them to be happy with
Yes,
what I
satisfied.
have to
Yeah,
give.
absolutely.
And he was satisfied with the whole team. You know,
That's
backstage,
good.
it's just amazing.
Well, this is going to go on tour. I'm speaking that. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
But I
Just
just
wanna
hope
see.
that I hope the DMV, because right now the world is watching me. I've had too many people from too many national TV shows
Yes,
call me recently.
yes,
Sylvia,
yes,
Terry
Sylvia.
put a lot of eyes on you.
Mhm.
And I
Yes.
don't want the DMV to just slack up and, you know, and just
Right.
not, you know, I want them there. I want, you know, the Washington Post is going to be there. I got two
They don't know the
television
history
stations
of
coming.
Saturday Night Live either.
No, they just know. They just said it,
Mhm.
and I'm hoping that
Mhm.
we pack the place out. And I thank you guys for doing this.
Thank
This
you.
We will
Yes.
pack it out, guys. This is a
Thanks,
special
Dante.
show just for
Yeah, we're going to
Sylvia,
work hard for this.
guys. Yes,
Yes.
me and the rest of the team, especially with Peggy, Madam President Peggy Morris, we will work on this. It will be packed out, and we will make sure of that. And we'll be working with people like yourself, Ron, and my other girl,
Yes.
Tanya, guys.
Congratulations.
All right.
Fashion
Yes.
extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, dress me up. Wait a minute. Did they not know that this girl can sing too? Come on, somebody. She sung the songs also. Not only did she put on the costumes, okay, she sung the songs. Okay, of those
Yes,
artists.
yes. So there's so much to see. We can't give it all away today,
All the
but
talent in
it's
the
all
house.
not
And
wrapped up
one
in
human
one.
being. And one human being. Come
Yes,
on, be there.
yes. So thank you, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
We look forward to having you guys back
Thank
so
you
we
so
can
much,
talk about the
ladies.
show.
So we
And
see you at the
appreciate
show.
you. So we see you there.
Thank
We'll see
you.
you there.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
Tanya.
you.
See you
Love you
there.
All
guys.
right. Take
Bye-bye,
care.
Sylvia.
Bye-bye.
Love you. We salute you, girl. We
All
salute
right.
you, girl.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
You
Yes.
are history.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
So,
All right. Well, that's a wrap. Guys, this is so amazing.
That's
All right.
amazing.
That was
it's a
an
great
amazing
day.
show, guys.
Yeah.
That's
You got to be back
amazing.
next week, but better than that, you got to be there Friday on the 24th at 7:30. Get on the bus or get however you get there. I mean,
And what's the
all
location
DMV
again?
It's the Bowie Performing Arts Center, and you can go. We have a website that you can click on, and you can do that. Okay, guys, don't act like you illiterate right now. Click the link, buy the ticket, and get the direction, and use Waze. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna show up and stop making excuses. We're looking at DC,
Get there
Virginia,
early.
and Maryland, and get there early. Matter of fact, we may have a before party, so show up, and we may give you some cupcakes, maybe. Okay, so but just get there. Just get
All
there.
That's
right.
right. You got to
Cupcakes
show
are
up.
right now because we're only getting 50 cupcakes. Okay. But anyway, be back here next week on 4Sisters Live. I think who are we got next coming up? Is that the Peggy on entrepreneurship next week?
Yeah, that's my segment. And I'm going to have an attorney to come in to talk about wills.
Ah,
Oh,
Amazing.
Let's talk about that.
yeah, we
A
need to talk about
conversation on
that.
wills.
yes. All right now. Well, we have had a great time, and we know what time is it? It's time for you
to walk.
to walk in
your
your
purpose
purpose and
prosperity.
prosperity. Thank you guys for
See ya.
watching. Share the show. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Have a good-